Okay, a very good afternoon for our Sec 5 students by A. As what I've scheduled in the HBL, we will go through the MCQ for 2011 paper, right? So as you have seen here, this is the paper for 2011. So I hope you have done the questions here. Okay, so first let's look at the first question. First question is about QA, right? Okay, so before I proceed, let me do this first. Right. So for question 1, is a QA question. QA means test for cation and anion. So you have to look at the test here to determine what is the salt. Okay, a salt is dissolved inside water. You're supposed to identify the salt. So the first one is the test for cation, right? Cation test. The one below here is the test for ion called barium nitrate. Barium nitrate is test for sulfate. Okay, sulfate is a positive test, so should be either B or D. Okay, but you need to look at the aqueous ammonia. Aqueous ammonia, white PBT dissolved in excess ammonia. This should indicate that it is zinc ion present. Please take a look at the QA notes. Okay, and for theory, you need to memorize. So this is D. Right, let's move on to the next question. Question number 2. Okay, the following shows the boiling points of gases present in air, argon, helium. So when air is cooled to -200 degrees Celsius, which gas liquefies? Okay, as we have learned in Sec 3, if you remember, above the boiling point, it should be gas, right? Below the boiling point should be liquid. Okay, so we need to align this accordingly. So -200. So where is -200 for each line? Now for argon, the -200 should be in the liquid part. Okay, remember the number line. The negative, the more negative the number is, it should move to the left. Okay, helium -200 should be here. So helium is not. Okay, neon, where is -200? -200 is here. Okay, right. Nitrogen, where's -200 for nitrogen? Should be here. Okay, so neon and helium is out. Okay, and how about oxygen? Oxygen -200 is also here. So it should be argon, nitrogen, oxygen. Argon, nitrogen, B. Okay, use this method to solve your question. Okay, question number 2. Okay, what can we deduce from the this is an old term. Okay, should be 2 and 4. Okay, so an helium contains 2 electrons, is it correct? So if you remember here, electrons, proton, neutron. Remember for helium, you have 2 proton, 2 electron, neutron must be 4 - 2, which is equal to 2. So contains 2 electrons? Yes. Okay, an atom has 2 protons, 4 neutrons. This is wrong. Okay, we have 2 neutrons. Proton number 4, no, proton number is 2. This is proton number. Diatomic, no, should be monatomic. Okay, monatomic. Remember your group 0 chemistry. So answer should be A. Right, so here D, B, A. Right. Okay, right, let's move on to the next question. The element Y reacts with chlorine to form a chloride YCl. Okay, YCl. So what is the structure of Y? So YCl. If you remember your chemical formula, how is this chemical form? So you know that chlorine forms chloride ion. So Y should be something like Y plus. Remember? So what atoms form plus ion? Surely should be B, right? Because +1 usually group 1. Okay, so the answer for 4 is B. Okay, right, next. outer structure for ammonia. Okay, let me increase the size first. Okay, for ammonia, this is a little bit tricky. Ammonia is NH3. So what you can do, you are given 3 minutes for every question in MCQ. What you can do, you do very quickly the outer structure for nitrogen and hydrogen. Okay, nitrogen is 2,5. So 2,5. So should have nitrogen should have 3 outermost electron, and hydrogen should have only 1 outermost electron. Right. So, oops, sorry. So as cross, I think it to zoom out on the pen here. Okay. So if you see, right, this one will share, this one will share, this one will share. So the structure that looks close to this should be right. So for this question, you need to really draw very quickly, right? For your dot and cross diagram. A. So question 5 is A. Okay, next question. Yeah, this is the mole concept. Okay. You are given 20 centimeter cube of this. 10 centimeter of oxygen. So how many carbon monoxide will be produced? Okay, I have not teach you this. What you can do, okay, for gases only, gases, I need to tell you gases, okay, that is equivalent to mole, okay, right, equivalent to mole. So you can actually do like direct mole ratio. So 2010, okay, so here you know the mole ratio of carbon monoxide to oxygen to carbon dioxide, right? So from equation, it's 2 is to 1 is to 2. Okay, now since for gases, gas can be equivalent to mole. So if carbon monoxide is 20 centimeter cube, okay, it needs 10 centimeter cube, okay, of oxygen, and this one should be 20. So the answer should be 20, right? Okay. So this is one shortcut you can do, right? You can do by the long way, you can do by the long method, but not necessarily for this one. Okay. So in MCQ, this is one skill. Please remember how to do it, right? If you encounter this kind of question. But of course, the mole ratio there shouldn't be any limiting agent or excess agent. There's no limiting agent and oxygen. Okay, next, what is the mass of sodium hydroxide present in 1 dm cube of sodium hydroxide? So for this case, yes, you know mass. Okay, right. And if you remember, mass for the mole concept equal to mole times mr, right? Okay, so here, so how to get the mole? Okay, mr must calculate, mr must calculate. Let's get the mole then. Okay, you can do calculation here, right? Okay, remember mole equal to concentration times volume. Okay, in dm cube, volume in dm cube, concentration is 1, volume is 1, so the mole is 1. Okay, so substitute this number 1 to here. Now the mr of sodium hydroxide, it should be 40. Okay, very quick. I remember the mr for sodium hydroxide. So the answer should be D, right? So this is B, this is D. Okay, next question. Which process is exothermic? Exothermic means heat produce it. Okay, I haven't teach you this, but you can Google it up. This one produce heat. Of course, when you burn petrol in car engine, it should be producing heat, right? Okay. Anyway, just take note of that. Next question. 2 experiments are carried out using the apparatus below. Okay. Experiment 1 used dilute hydrochloric acid. Experiment 2 use concentrated hydrochloric acid. So when you read this one, right, you immediately must think of this topic called rate of reaction. Okay, right. So let's move on. Oops. Right. Anyway, all other conditions are the same. So remember, right? More concentrated should be faster. Okay, then dilute. If you remember. So number 2. Let's see. Okay, 2. Okay, 2 should be more concentrated. So 2. Experiment 2 should be faster. Right? Faster means you end earlier. So when you look at this, okay, experiment 2 is the one is the dotted one. Looks like the 2 is slower. Okay, so A wrong. The one looks like faster. Okay, right. This one we also know. You can't even see. Anyway, the gradient. If you remember, the gradient for graph should be steeper. Okay, right. Should this for gradient or 2 should be steeper. Solution is a steeper gradient, obviously C or D. Okay, well, however, we choose C because you see the balance reading, right? Some sort like there's a shortage of things here, but they say all bubble chips completely react. Okay, it means everything is the gas produced should be the same. So the balance reading should be the same. So it should be C. Since it is a gradient. Okay, next. Okay, oxidizing agent. Okay, now remember oxidizing agent, what does it do? It basically oxidize other substance, but itself is reduced. Okay. However, oxidizing agent also did something, right? You remember oxidizing agent reduce. It will actually. Okay. Okay. If you remember, if you want to check for oxidizing agent, remember oxidizing agent. What are the things that you need to add? If you want to identify whether the substance of some substance is oxidizing agent, remember you need to add Ki, right? Remember, Ki can be used to detect presence of oxidizing agent inside the substance. So when you add Ki, it should turn from colorless to brown. Okay, because in this case, the colors the Ki manifests as I minus here. Okay, when it get oxidized, become I2. I2, the charge is 0. See, remember 0 to 1 minus 1 to 0 is increase in charge, so it's oxidized. So answer should be C. Okay, right, please pause the video if you find this a little bit confusing, right? And check your textbook, right? Okay, next. Salts are made by acids with bases, right? For which acid-bases reaction is titration method used? Okay, remember titration method, you must have an acid, okay, which is soluble in water and mixed solution, and alkali, okay, is also soluble. If you forgot, please go and revise. So it should be since alkali is soluble, should be a soluble acid and soluble base, right? So it should be D. So 10 is C, 11 is D. Okay, let's move on. Okay, question 12. Part of the periodic table is shown. Okay, the symbols are not the elements. So which of the following statement is correct? V is more reactive than Y. V is more reactive than Y. Wrong, is the opposite. Is the opposite actually. Right. W has more character than V. Has more metallic character than V. W has more metallic character than V. So what does it mean? Right. So we are not sure, right? So we can read this one first. Okay. Remember, metallic character means it's a loose electron. But in this case, V and W both lose electron, right? So in group 1, group 2, they will lose one electron, lose 2 electrons. Okay, right. Y has a lower melting point than V. This is correct. Okay, if you remember group 1 metal, okay, Z is more reactive than Z, X, then opposite. Okay, this is, for group 7 is the opposite. X should be more reactive than Z, right? Okay, so the answer should be C. Okay, so this particular question touches the topic on periodic table. Okay, next. Okay, you have different metals. Okay, if you remember, this is topic on metals and acid. Okay, you must know which one is the most reactive, which one doesn't react, which one reacts moderately in acid. Must memorize so that you can do this question. So which one contains magnesium and hydrochloric acid? So this magnesium is of course one of the reactive metals. Okay, but not so reactive until it explodes in acid. Okay, so the best answer for this one should be C. Okay, D is quite slow. C is fast. Next question, 14. It's quite easy. Why is limestone added? This is easy. Okay, it removes acidic impurities, just like N-level question. Question 15. Which statement about carbon monoxide is correct? Okay, carbon monoxide, remember, is colorless and odorless. It's formed by incomplete combustion of natural gas. Yes, natural gas contains methane. Okay. Okay, remember methane, when you react with oxygen under conditions of incomplete combustion, you got carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and soot. Soot is carbon, the black thing, and water. Okay. Now it reacts with hemoglobin in blood. Yes, of course, right? It reacts until it prevents oxygen from being absorbed. So answer should be A. Okay. Question 16. The table shows the fraction. This is also easy. So which is the correct one? Basically should be D. Okay, check the notes. Okay, next one, which is an alkane series. Remember alkanes. Okay, how to know whether a certain substance is an alkane from the chemical formula? You need to compare with the general formula. For alkanes, the general formula is CnH2n plus 2. Basically, the number on the H should be times 2 and plus 2. Okay, let's look at A. Is A an alkane? No, this is alkene. This is a CnH2n. The number double, 4, 8 double. How about this one? This one might be, right? Okay. This one might be. Okay, because it's 14. 14 looks like 2n plus 2, correct? Okay. Right. How about this? This is also wrong. This is CnH2n. Likewise for this one also, D also cannot. CnH2n. So B should be CnH2n plus 2. So this is how you use the general formula to do your to determine which hydrocarbon is an alkane series, right? Okay, 17. Right, polymer. Yes. Again, you remember in the resource book, okay, there's a thing called polymer, right? Repeated unit, right? And monomer, right? So let's look at this one. Let's do a very quick revision. This is a polymer. How to write down the polymer in short form? For this one, okay, just look at this. Okay, you draw this one. Okay, let's look at this. Cl H plus a dasher. Okay, must have 2 dasher. This is called repeated unit. Okay. Now, how to draw the polymer in short form? Okay, same thing, but you just need to the repeated unit. Just draw a bracket, 2 lines there. Okay, this is Cl H. Oops. Then have the N here. The N means this is repeated many times. Okay, this is the short form for this. It's a polymer. Now, how about monomer? Okay, a monomer must have double bond. So you know this repeated, right? Okay, what you need to do, just draw the carbon bond first. Remember, must draw the carbon bond first. Okay, most students did not draw the carbon double bond when they are tested for this. Then you draw the hydrogen, the bonds. Okay, so you have chlorine, hydrogen. So what's the answer? Answer should be right. So please remember, repeated unit, polymer and monomer. Okay, monomer must have carbon bond. Next question. This is quite easy. Which compound decolorize equals bromine? So watch out for a structure that has carbon double bond. In this case, the structure is very clear, right? Answer should be A. Not D. Some students use it because they say, oh, this is carbon double bond. No, this is carbon oxygen double bond. It's not the one. Right. Lastly, okay, which one can be oxidized to propanoic acid? Okay, remember, alcohols can be oxidized to carboxylic acid, remember? Right? Either by oxygen or by oxidizing agent. Okay, so which of the following is an alcohol? Okay, so these are all alcohol, but they want oxidized to propanoic acid. So surely need to find propanol. Okay, let me first propanol. Okay, A is methanol. Wrong. B is to carbon, ethanol. Wrong. C, C correct because it's a propanol. So propanol will become propanoic acid. It's also C3. What's this? This is propene, alkene, right? It's an alkene. Okay. Right. So that's it for the MCQ. So I will record again and give you the answer for the section A for paper 3. Okay. Then please do your work and check the answer. Any questions can ask me once the school reopen. Okay. Right.